I got a package. In a long time I haven't really made a video, but I think I can make one about this because, well, it's another one that I think could really be on the internet since I haven't really found many on YouTube. What could this package be? Well, as you probably guessed, my camera right now is resting on a tripod, and this tripod is a Hela Triad 60 Lite. And it comes with a video head for fluid dampened pan and tilt, which is important for video, but it has the kind of bad distinction that it's incredibly cheap. And that comes at a price, because the tripod head, it has a non-standardized quick release plate, it has a worn down quick release catch mechanism, and it's generally not very good. It also doesn't have a fluid dampened tilt mechanism, you know, the mechanism that flips the camera from a portrait to a landscape. So I decided to get a new tripod head. Also, I have a monopod, but the monopod doesn't have its own tripod head, so I've been using one tripod head for two setups, and yeah, that was kind of driving me nuts. And so I got a new tripod head, but again I went for the cheap one, because after all, maybe I want to buy two. So I can get rid of this. And this one is a really cheap one, and I've seen two reviews of it. Actually there's three of them, but two of them are identical, and I actually notified the original video poster that his video has been stolen. And here I got this. It's from Andoer, or Andoer, or Andoer, or whatever. It's a relatively cheap producer of stuff that has a surprisingly high quality. Just find the opening. Here it is. I think my spider shoulder rig is actually from it. There's not many things to package around, not even an instruction manual. As you can see, it's rather small, it's kind of heavy, compact, and it has a standardized quick release plate, which is a huge plus in my book. So yeah, let's take a look at this. You can open this one here. It doesn't go too easy, even opened all the way up. Oh, wait a second, I'm gonna zoom in a bit further. And I'm gonna get my monopod. So here we have this, and we have this axis. This doesn't go to the. This entire grip seems to be completely plastic. Not too much confidence, but then again, what are standardized threads for? I could just exchange this. It's also keeping this thing locked down. Yeah, it doesn't have a counterweight system. It's only 20 bucks, so don't expect a lot of fancy stuff. But I'm someone who just wants stuff to work. But this here, this is smooth. This is really smooth. This is an improvement. It's not focusing correctly again. So I'm gonna repeat this. Here, this thing is really smooth in this dimension. It's really smooth in this one. And I can really turn this. I'm gonna screw it onto my monopod here for a second. Yep. Doesn't close off completely flush with the top of the monopod here, but I think that's like literally the smallest complaint that I can have. Focus. There you go. So, put this on here. Quick release plate has a small, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe you can pull like a string through it. Okay. This is really smooth as well. This is really smooth. Sorry, I don't have a good eye on the camera right now. Look at this. This is well enough. I don't know if it will stand the test of time for very long, or if it at all can compete with the more expensive stuff. But then again, nearly every guide that I see online commonly says, oh, don't invest in anything less than 500 bucks. And I'm, yeah, okay, but not everyone has the kind of budget, and I kind of blew it all on the camera. So let's test this thing out in the yard, because it's a beautiful day outside. Oh yeah, one thing, it has only one water level. The one I'm currently using, the Andoer tripod head, has 3, I think. But then again, I barely use them. And the one that is here, so it's really only if I'm using it in portrait mode. Can't use it in landscape. Yeah, this stand spider here isn't the best either. But I don't think I'll be sending this back. I think I'll actually get a second one to put on my current tripod, and thereby be able to use the same quick release plate on 2 different systems. And then it actually becomes a quick release plate, because I can quickly switch from one tripod monopod to the other. And as I said, this is standardized, so I can always get another, which is probably one of the biggest arguments for me getting this. Let's see how it holds up. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm gonna go out in the yard and do a few pans and tilts. Yeah, this plastic thing here is probably my biggest complaint. It's also rather small and not very ergonomic. I actually try if I can put my other tripod grip in here from the one I'm currently using. I doubt it. But I'm pretty sure I can find out which kind of threading this is. I mean, what's standardization for after all? So, yard time. So I'm back inside with this. You have seen the footage. I think it's rather smooth. It's not any less good, any worse than my current tripod head. It does flip over slightly more than 90 degrees, which, I don't know, I guess it can be a bit annoying. And I also noticed that it's actually a left-handed one. I've so far been using a right-handed one, which means that this grip here was on the other side. I don't really know what to make of it, because now when I'm using my left hand to lead the camera, I have my right hand free to work the trigger and the menu buttons and touch the screen for autofocus, but I also have to work the lens with my right hand, or I can just switch around. It doesn't really make much of a difference. I guess the water level isn't really useful, but then again, I've never really used the water level except the one on the tripod itself for leveling the tripod rather than the head. There are no degree markings here, just like on my current one. These are things I can live without, and for 20 bucks it's actually much better than my current one. It feels less cheap, except for this part here. It has a standardized plate, which is always good. For 20 bucks you can't really do anything wrong with this Andoer. I actually want to check. There's a name anyway here. Just says Q08. Yeah, I think that's it. Andoer Q08. 20 bucks on Amazon, rather fast delivery, made in China. Nothing out of the ordinary really, except that it's really, really cheap and still performs adequate. For someone who's just starting their video gear, or someone who's who wanna get a secondary tripod head for cheap, or someone who just doesn't really want to get into the tripod costs too deep, I think this is perfect. It's rather small as well. I mean, you can always just collapse it down here. So I guess this would also be a good tripod head on a compact setup, if you really need pan and tilt. So for photography this is of course overkill. For photography you can just as well use the use a ball joint head. They often come with a fluid dampened horizontal drive as well. So I really see no reason to make a special exception to get this one, unless of course you really want to go for the cheap one. I know I will probably go for it because I want to stay cheap with most of my equipment. And yeah, that's really all I can say. These are not 20 bucks wasted. I think the 50 bucks on my current tripod and tripod head are wasted more, because for 30 bucks I could get a halfway decent tripod base without a head. Or I would probably invest around 80 bucks to get a really good one that's really small and compact and collapsible. And this is a good head. This is absolutely enough for what I'm doing. So I hope you found this insightful. I hope you can do something with this information. And if you buy this one, I hope you're as pleased with it as I am. Pleased with it as I am. So anyway, see you soon.